he says.
아 맞아 그. 이거 셀 빨라 셀 빼서 셀 계속 하라 이게.
Oh, sorry.
The JLB
Cheetah just uses a standard body clip and has no reinforcements on the body.
The chassis designs are very different. For the Max, it's an all-plastic design, which allows for flexibility and hard impacts, which helps prevent permanent damage by flexing back to its original shape. It's also made from some of the most durable, high-grade plastics that you'll find in an RC car. It's made in 3 sections. You have the front and the rear third, which have integrated shock towers. Then you have the center section, which holds all of your electronics. The energy-absorbing design is almost identical to the very popular X-Max, just in a much smaller scale.
The JLB Cheetah uses a more conventional chassis design with a metal chassis and uses metal front and rear shock towers. Metal chassis generally makes more slip, but it can bend if the impact is hard enough. Ultimately, it all comes down to the quality of materials used. And the JLB Cheetah uses a relatively low grade of metal, but it does have metal tower-to-tower chassis brace to help make the car more rigid and less prone to bending.
For the drivetrain, the Max uses 3 differentials: front, center and rear, all metal gears other than the spur, which is plastic, and the drive shafts are also plastic, although there are metal CVD upgrades available. The JLB Cheetah uses only 2 diffs, front and rear, and uses a center slipper. All the drive shafts on the JLB Cheetah are metal.
The Traxxas Max uses TSM, which is their stability system. It helps improve handling, while the JLB Cheetah has no stability system. The JLB Cheetah comes with lights pre-installed, whereas the Traxxas Max you'll need to purchase the lights separately.
Now there are many more differences between these trucks, and if you do want to find out more, we're going to have both of them linked in the description box down below, along with the in-depth review that we have done on both of these trucks. Anyway, there is enough talking. It's time to head out and see these perform side by side.
Here we are on location at
Dirt and grass.
with these 2 epic RCs. And what batteries are we running today?
We're going to be running these Spectrum 5000 milliamp 50C 4S Lipo batteries, and these are from the Smart range because we're smart. For the JLB Cheetah, we're going to be running the battery that actually came with the car. This is a hard shell 4000 milliamp 30C 3S Lipo battery.
Later on, we will go over some of the mods and upgrades that we've done to these 2 RCs, but first, let's just get these things ripping around the dirt. For a first comparison, we'll boost down this dirt road at high speed as fast as we can get them without losing control. Oh, it was like half throttle. Oh, it's so hard to control. Just lifts that front up so easily. Oh, this thing needs a center diff. It's so hard.
That was fully full.
Oh, we got full throttle. We got full throttle. We're good. We're good. Now it's time to go find some jumps.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh. Oh no. What?
Again.
You're kidding me. Oh no. It's good. It's good. The wheel came off. How are we gonna find the nut? Find it. The problem with these wheel nuts is there's no serrated edge. There's no nylon bit in there. It's just a nut. That's the problem. That's why these come off easy to hit. So yeah. I think it's now time that we go to a place where real. Oh, that was sick! Oh, that was so sick! For the mods and upgrades that we've done to these 2 cars, starting with the Traxxas Max, we've done a lot of mods and upgrades to this. First off, we've got the wide Max kit installed, of course. Also the metal CVDs front and rear. We're running sledgehammer tyres. We've got metal shock caps. We've upgraded our hinge pin braces and our hinge pins. For the gears, definitely recommend upgrading to a metal spur gear. We're currently running a 54-tooth spur with a 20-tooth pinion. That's not what I would normally run, that's just what I had lying around. We've gone through so many spur gears and pinions with this car. In fact, we've already just destroyed our spur before.
Here we are at a new location, at our jumpy location, and as our types these two RCs jump side by side. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh, right in front there, that was decent. Oh, beauty. Oh yeah, on the money, on the money. Oh, just got it, but under gear. Just got it ahead. Yeah, baby, let's go.
Don't worry about me, he says. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Oh man. Oh yes. That went right over my head. Oh, perfect.
Now it's time to go over our opinion to see if the Traxxas Max is worth the higher price tag than the JLB Cheetah.
And to do this, we're going to go over a few categories, and we're going to start off with durability, and hands down, by a long shot, the Traxxas Max takes the win in this category. It is significantly more durable than the JLB Cheetah. Just to give you an example, every time we've taken this out, we've broken something. When we reviewed it, we broke the hinge pin braces metal, and the metal snapped somehow. We also bent a upper hinge pin. In today's outing, we broke some metal again on the upper hinge pin brace. We've lost the pin, we've lost some other parts there, and even the upper bulkhead at the rear also parts snapped off that. Quite a lot of damage. And then also the rear hub would rotate 90 degrees after some jumps. It wouldn't break anything, it would just rotate and it would be stuck. It's near to fix it. It was almost like every time we would hit a jump with the JLB Cheetah, in the back of my head I was a little bit nervous I was going to break something. Whereas the Traxxas Max, I have no nerves. This thing is a tank. We've taken out a lot more than this, and it just keeps on going. In today's outing, for example, we didn't break anything other than the spur gear. That is one problem that we've had with our Maxes. We've gone through a lot of spur gears, and but our gearing wasn't what we normally run on. So that's what we broke today. But other than the spur gear and the busted up body, the Traxxas Max is still in perfect condition.
The next category is speed.
Yeah, when it comes to speed, both of these trucks are really quick right out of the box, around about 70 to 80 kilometers an hour. In fact, the JLB Cheetah is well known to be a really fast, cheap monster truck. The problem though with the JLB Cheetah is, although it's fast, it's really hard to control at those top speeds. It doesn't have a center differential, so when you give it the juice, it just wants to kick up and backflip on itself, and there's no gyro on it either, so it's hard to keep straight when getting to those high speeds. Whereas the Traxxas Max, with the center differential, and with the TSN, the stability control, it makes it a lot easier to control the Max at those higher speeds. So when it comes to speed, although they're very similar at top speeds, I would have to give the Traxxas Max the win on this one.
The next category is handling.
And once again, the Traxxas Max wins this category, hands down in our opinion, and that is because it has that center differential. It doesn't want to kick up as aggressively as the JLB Cheetah, making it easier to control. It also has that TSM, that stability management system, so that makes it easier to control. And on our model, we've also upgraded it to the Wide Max kit, which once again increases its stability, makes it easier to control, improves its handling. But even stock out of the box without the wide kit, I would still say the Max is easier to handle when compared to the JLB Cheetah.
The final category would be stunts and jumps.
And for this category, both these trucks are neck and neck, very close. They both jump really well, have good air control, and both can backflip, front flip all day long. But I mean, you got to admit, the JLB Cheetah, this thing does standing backflips. It does a million backflips off a simple jump. So I have to give this category to the JLB Cheetah, but only just. And I mean, you need to be able to land them and land them well, because if you don't, you're not going to be driving this car away. Whereas with the Max, you can do backflips, front flips, land on the roof, land on the side, and most likely you're still going to be driving away with no issues whatsoever. Overall, the Traxxas Max is just in a completely different league. It's significantly tougher, it has better performance, and there is better part availability for you out there. This one here, most likely you're going to be ordering online and having to wait weeks, whereas the Max, you might be able to go down to a local hobby store and get them right away. So, when it comes down to the question, is the Max worth that extra $150 over the JLB Cheetah? I would say yes. I encourage you to save a little longer and go for the Max. Even if we include the fact that you'd have to buy a Lipo battery and charger, I would still encourage you to save that extra money and go for the Max. But if that's out of your price range, there are better options out there for the same price as the JLB Cheetah, even cheaper. So we're going to be talking about those in an upcoming video. So in order to not miss that, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell so you're notified exactly when we post.
If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. If you didn't, give it a like anyway. Make sure you stay safe out there on your RC adventures.
I'm Joe. In today's adventure, we reviewed the all-new JLB Racing Cheetah, which is a 110 scale 4x4 trading. We jump in it, we speed test it, we give you our pros and cons, and find out why it's so popular. I'm Joe.
And I'm Amber with the
RC Kiwis. On this channel we do everything from bashing, cruising, speed runs, little trivia, and much more.
So if you're new here, consider subscribing. That way you won't miss out on any of our future RC adventures.
And today we have the JLB Racing Cheetah. This is a 110 scale 4x4 truggy. This thing is brushless. It comes completely ready to run, which means it includes a Lipo battery and charger. There are a variety of options with this Cheetah, but not to worry, we're going to have them all linked in the description down below. This is the latest offering from JLB, but there is also an upgraded version which will also be linked in the description down below.
Let's see what comes in the box. So in the box comes the instruction manual, which you should read, your Lipo battery charger, a hard shell 3S Lipo battery, a sticker sheet, your transmitter,
and of course, your JLB Cheetah. Man, this thing looks pretty cool, and a big shout out to Banggood for sending us out this RC tour review. But not to worry, guys, not to worry. We always keep it real here on the RC Kiwis.
Let's have a look around the body first off. I love these colours. I love a vibrant looking RC. It is a normal lac sand plastic body, which you normally find on your ready front RCs. The only thing I do wish is it had clear windows. I do like clear windows, and I do wish the body clips were attached. But other than that, I think it's a really nice looking car. But I think we should take a look under the hood. Oh, they're easy to get off. I like that.
I will mention the colours are quite nice and vibrant, but it does lack any kind of detail in this body. There is little to no detail, but that's kind of what you get when you're buying these cheaper RCs. Now, looking under the hood, starting off with the electrics, it comes with a 2,500 kV brushless motor, and accompanying that is a 80 amp fan-cooled ESC. Now you can get a 120 amp ESC that is with the upgraded version, which is linked in the description down below if you're interested. And then pairing this system, it comes with the hard shell 4000 milliamp 3-cell Lipo battery. This has a 30C discharge, and one of the first things that we recommend upgrading or getting are better batteries. Now this battery is going to get you going, and it feels of decent quality, but a lot of the ready-to-run RCs that come with a Lipo battery, normally over time they can degrade pretty quickly, and at the end of the day, you're going to need more than one Lipo battery. So the Lipo batteries that we recommend you checking out are these ones here. We've got a Gen Ace 5000 milliamp. This is a soft shell 50C discharge
안녕하세요.
Lipo battery. Now the great thing about this battery is that it is compact in size for a 5000 milliamp Lipo battery. The other one that we recommend is the Turnigy Rapid 5500 milliamp 140C discharge 3-cell Lipo battery. Now this Lipo battery, it is hard shell.
배터리
It is
진짜
really
어렵대요.
tough. We've done a lot of bashing with this battery, and it just keeps on going and it charges perfectly. But if you did go and you get one of these batteries,
무슨 배터리 빼는데 이렇게 어렵게 해놨을까?
And also do note that you will need to change your connectors. We normally do change the T or D connectors out pretty much straight away, and we normally run IC5 or EC5 connectors.
And guys, our recommended batteries are going to be left in a link in the description box down below if you're interested.
And we keep it real, man. I mean, sometimes people say, oh, you guys say that battery is good because you got it for free or you're sponsored from such and such and so. No, it's not the case. In some cases, yes, we do get the battery sent out for free. And in this case, the Gen Ace was sent out for free a while ago. The Rapid Turnigy we bought ourselves. So we've had those Spectrum batteries which we bought ourselves, and at first we said they were pretty good because we thought they were pretty good, but then very quickly after that we had a lot of problems with them. So we stopped using those Spectrum smart batteries. We use Turnigy and Gen Ace, and so far they have been working really well. And we've run these packs hundreds and hundreds of times, as you would have seen on our channel.
Back to the truck. These rubber wheels are filled with foam and they're turned by a 15-kilo servo. All of the electrics in this RC are waterproof. But as we know, that does not mean you can go and take it in the ocean for a swim, as we don't like rusty bearings.
Yeah, rusty bearings is going to ruin your driving experience pretty quickly. Now this RC has a lot of metal on it. So metal chassis, metal upper chassis brace, metal shock towers, thick metal hinge pin braces. There's a lot of metal going on, and that's going to help with the durability of this RC.
The plastics in this truck are what you would expect from the cheaper brand of RC. I'm hoping that this front bumper holds up when we're going to take it out for a little bit of bashing later on in this video. It also has a nice wheel bar at the rear.
Now looking at the drivetrain, it is all metal geared with a front and rear open differential and a center slipper that's going to help protect the drivetrain. We're going from 0 to 100 really quickly. It also has a really thick center metal drive shaft, and the axles are metal CVDs.
This RC has ball bearings throughout, and the shocks are metal. They're filled with oil, and they are dialed in quite nicely.
They also have a cover over the shock rods there to help protect it from dirt and dust from getting in there. Now, I'm sure we've missed a lot of features on this RC, but not to worry, as we're going to do this RC along with the upgraded version and other options linked in the description down below if you want to read up more detail on them. There is also a huge parts support for these RCs. So if you do break something when out on the bats, not to worry, the parts are super dirt cheap and you can get them shipped out to you as soon as possible. Anyway, that is enough talking, Amber. It's about time we take this RC down to the park for its first one. Here we are on location, at a new location, a new spot that we've never been before with our RCs. And when you look at that amazing park we've got right there, yeah, the car's locked. The car's locked. Do not worry, Amber's worried because where are we?
In the hood.
Sure, because we're in the hood, so don't worry, the car is locked. We're all good here. We've got a beast, we've got a cheetah here. Here it is. We've got some decent jumps here that we'll get to in a minute, and yes, it is freezing. That is why Amber is in this cloak of a jacket. I've got the same thing going on here. It's all good. These are Granddad's old rugby jackets, and they are super warm. Anyway, Amber's going to start us off on the video with a speed run. We're going to see how quickly this thing goes. I think on the box or somewhere it said 80 kilometers an hour, which is pretty insanely quick, and I've heard some things about this cheetah going extremely fast. The JRB range of RCs that are loaded with going really, really quickly. So we've got the Speedo GPS meter thingy bobby there, and it's going to give us a reading on our phone. Our footage is going. If you want to know where to pick up that GPS thingy bobby, it will be linked in the description down below if you're interested. Anyway, Amber, let's get this car on and get into it.
Right on set. Plug the battery in.
슛.
Go. There we have it. The fan blowing some cool air. Not that it needs to blow any cool air because it's freezing. We're used to Hong Kong heat. Right now, we're not used to. We haven't climatized quite yet, have we? Yeah. What's your prediction, Devin? How fast do you think it's gonna go? 64. I think it might actually go 80. I'm gonna say 78. I'm gonna say 78 kilometers an hour. What's that in miles an hour? 40, something like that. 76. I'm 78. It's not a 3-cell LiPo, and I looked it through the manual, and I think it may be capable of 4S. We'll try that in a later video, but today we're just going to run it completely stock, the stock battery, 4,000 milliamp, and we're also going to see what kind of runtime we get here today as well. Amber is on the controls of the very popular JLB Racing Cheetah. Let's find out why it's so popular. Get it, whatever. Straight away.
Yes, it's quick. That's quick.
Alright, Amber, I'm going to go ahead and put the GPS thing with Bobby on so we can see how fast this thing goes. Satellites are increasing. 10 satellites, let us go. And now, Amber, go for it. See how quick this thing goes.
It is starting to rain.
A little bit of drizzle. Good thing it's waterproof.
Whoa! There wasn't. Oh no!
Oh, I've got a dog coming. Come with the attack. Come on, Amber. Dog's getting a good workout.
Really gotta ease into it. That's cool.
Oh, yeah, it's got some speed to it.
You know what? I actually like the way this handles.
The suspension did feel very nice.
Quite smooth.
Let's see what we got. Stop. 3. Oh, 71. 71, that's pretty good. You said 76, I said 78.
I want to try and get my refill. Yeah, the only thing with this, I will say, is it does like to flip up.
It's a stunt truck. Okay, that full?
Yeah, that's full.
Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, that's the good time.
It's good for lazy people like me.
Every time it flips on its body, it just flips back out. It makes no sense.
Maybe you can't be bothered running to get it.
Stop. 3. Oh, 72. 72. Not too bad.
It's not much quicker.
Not too bad. I'm going to have one
Yeah,
quick shot.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
one
quick.
quick. Thing 0. See what I can get here. There's full. There's full. We have full.
감사합니다. 좋습니다.
73. 73.
모하비 좋죠. 네.
What is it as a miles pass on the screen?
Yeah.
That's enough of our speed run though.
네.
It's time to get into something with it's really amazing. Alright, man.
아니요, 플스 EXB가 신형이죠.
We've not
최신형.
been to a skate park for a long time
예,
with
예.
RC. We haven't been to a skate park for a long time with
아니요,
RC.
맨 마지막에 보완한 차예요. 보완 차량.
They cannot. We're in New Zealand.
그 조종이 안 들어, 저거 안 들었잖아요. 조종이랑 모터 변속이 안 들었잖아요. 프로 사양이죠, 프로 사양.
When I was like 6, 7, 8
예, 예, 프로 사양이에요, 프로 사양. 걔네들은요. 걔 사면은 모터 변속기 서버 다 사셔야 돼요. 예, 예.
What just fell off?
예, 없죠. 네, 그러니까는 비싸, 그러니까 싸 보이지만 실질적으로는 싼 게 아니라 그 프로 버전이기 때문에 그런 거죠. 120만 넘어오죠. 지금서도 저희가 많이 받아보고 판매도 해보고 EXB 그 비슷한데 모하브 EXB 검색하시면 알씨라이프에서 알씨라이프의 사이트 제 알씨라이프 사이트 말고도 유튜브에서도 모하브 EXB 검색해서 나올 거예요. 걔 2200 KV 그쵸? 2200 예, 2200 KV가 가장 많이 하는 KV죠. 2200 150이 가장 제일 많이 하는 게 그거죠. 2200 150. 네. 센텀보다 모하비 조금 더 한식이죠. 센텀 같은 경우는 그 쇼커스잖아요. 샤시율이 낮고 모하비는 거침없이 달리는 쇼커스잖아요. 센텀에 대한 쇼커스는 10분의 1 쇼커스고요. 모하비는 1대7이에요. 사이즈가 달라요. 사이즈 자체가요. 예, 사이즈가 다르죠. 모하비가 지상도 높고 크죠. 더 길고. 사이즈가 달라요. 이 사이즈가.
What's going on here? Okay.
모하비는 색깔 두 가지가 있는데요. 근데 어떤 걸로요? 검정색이 빨간색이라면 EXB고요. 어떤 걸로 있죠?
The whole thing's a metal broke, not the plastic. The plastic held up fine. The drive shaft is fine. Then what on earth?
예, 두 가지 있어요 색깔.
Who would have thought that was broke? That's the first
빨간색
time I've ever
두
seen
가지는
that
알겠는데.
break. Well, I guess it's done.
전 사이트를 보고 있습니다 지금.
What I tell you, skate parks are RC killers. It's game over. You come to the skate park with a
뭐하고
broken car,
엄청나죠.
you always leave with a broken car. That's all part of the fun.
전동 차량에서 액션에서 아르마.
Let's go home. Let's look over, make
아르마에서
sure nothing
뭐하기.
else is damaged, and then give you guys our pros and cons that we have on the JLB cheetah. JBL?
Well, back in the studio, and it is time to go over
밑에
the
칠이
pros and
뭐인가?
cons that we have with this RC and find out why it's so
지금 빨간색, 주황색, 빨간색하고 노랑인데요.
I got it to 72
노랑이 예, 노랑이죠 노랑.
and Joe got it to 73 kilometers per
그쵸,
hour.
예.
So hopefully
아니요,
in
주황색,
future
그냥
we can get
노랑이
high
어떤
speed
노랑이에요?
race
그 찐
track
노랑이에요.
is capable of
예, 그리고
instead.
최신형은 지금 신형은 지금 저거로 있고요.
This car is great for
구형
stuff.
T2
And as
그러니까
you
신형
can
버전
see in
있어요.
the
신형
skate
버전.
park, Joe was doing
신형
some
버전이
backflips with
V2예요.
pretty epic.
7604
Hopefully
V2.
some Also, you would have seen that
그러니까 7604
flat ground,
예, 7604.
which is so cool, and it's good for me because I'm super lazy.
그쵸 이제 이미 아시 바닥에서 하도 그냥 색깔이 뻔한 색깔이니까 그걸 좀 특이하게 나온 거죠 특이하게. 그리고 구형이고 신형인데 웬만하면 신형 사시는 게 낫겠다 그죠? 레디온가 이거네. 그냥 보세요.
I
네,
guess it can
네.
be a pro and a con because you obviously have to order online, so shipping times may vary at the moment. But yeah, I think there may be some good factors in why this car is so popular.
Now time for the cons, the stuff that companies don't want you to hear. The con number one we have is, well, you saw in the video, the RC did break, and we had 3 breakages in total. We had the hinge pin brace break, somehow, this metal and snap. We had a upper hinge pin bend, and we had that rear bumper plastic break off, which wasn't a big deal. So we had those 3 breakages. Nothing too major, but that rear hinge pin brace, it does confuse me as to how that broke, because it did make it undrivable at the end there. Let us know in the comments down below. Is the driver at fault or is the car at fault? Most of the time, the driver's at fault with bad landing, but in this case, on that final jump, it was a big jump, but it did land on the grass and on all 4 wheels, and still that hinge pin brace broke, so maybe I just got unlucky. But that is our first con. The second con and final con we have for this RC is its price. Now, we did say earlier on that it's a cheaper RC, and well, when you compare it to something that's $1,000 or $800, we're getting used to these big RCs, it is a cheaper RC. But it is still a little bit pricey. For $330, which is what this RC comes in at, you get yourself something like an Armour 3S. And for the upgraded version, that's $360 or $380. So, price I would have as a second con. But you know what? Overall, this is a fun car. It's fast and it does stunts well. But for that price, I would consider looking at a Armour 3S.
궁금증 안녕하세요.
In the comments down below, what are your thoughts on this RC? Do you own one? We want to hear your experience on it. Because at the end of the day, remember, this is only our opinion.
As always, guys, this car will be linked in the description box down below, along with the other options. And we just want to say a huge thank you to all of our Kiwi Club members. We really appreciate all of you guys. You help keep fresh content coming to the channel, and we appreciate your support more than you know. A big shout out to Brad King today. He is a member of the day.
And he joined us about a month or 2 ago, and his first ever comment on the channel was, "Face it, Joe, and was a better driver." Lol. That was his first ever comment, and that was on our Traxxas Slash first Armour Typhon success video. Huge thank you to you, Brad King. We hope you're having a fantastic day and a fantastic week. And once again, huge thank you to all our Kiwi Club members for your support. It really means the world to us. And if you're interested in joining and being part of the Kiwi Club, you can go check out the link down below. That gives you a bit more information on it. But don't worry, there is no pressure at all, because you just watching this video this far, liking, commenting, sharing, all that stuff, that is more than enough support, and we thank you very much. If you don't want to miss when we take this RC out for some more bashing, and we'll probably take to the racing at some stage, and we'll do some comparisons in the future, make sure you go ahead and you hit that subscribe button.
If you enjoyed this video and you got a little bit of a laugh out of it, make sure you give it a like. And if you didn't, give it a like anyway. Make sure you're staying safe out there on your RC adventures.
And remember, guys, make sure you go check out the rckiwis.com. You have a cap, you have a top, you have a hoodie. And remember, we're the RC Kiwis, and we'll see you guys.
한 문자에 그 서버 주문하신 분이 계셨어요.
네.
받으세요? 전화 올 거예요.
We show you why the Losi Laser U4 is the best RC for under $500 and why you must have this RC in your collection.
예스!
There's bad and there's one con in particular that might just hold this RC. Losi
되는군요.
Laser U4
뜰 때 잘 빼야 됩니다. 됐어.
of the Losi Laser. And remember,
근데 긴 거랄 거였나? 길은 아니죠. 이거 지금 배송 김강수님 거. 네, 말씀하세요.
Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Joe. I see Keely on this channel. We really from fashion crawlings, big round double series, and
감사합니다. 하셨습니다. 네.
심사되는 보시면 돼요.
네. 1405 네네. 1405 서버 보고요. 서버 자체적으로 했나요? 아니면은 서버랑 그 뭐냐 부하시켜서 조향 같은 게 같이 있나요? 서버만 독립적으로 해야 되는데 부하가 있다는 거는 서버가 중립 잡아서 아닌다는 거는 이제 서버 자체가 문제가 있는 건지. 네. 그러니까 서버 장착한 다음에 중립이 안 나는 건가요? 아니면 장착 전에 중립이 나는 건가요? 네. 그게 두 가지 이유가 있어요. 하나는 서버 자체 문제가 있고요. 아니면 서버 자체 이후에 링크 있죠, 링크. 조향 쪽 움직일 때 움직이는 링크를 하거든요. 서버를 움직이는 거예요. 그러니까 그걸 장착하는 사람이 링크를 잘 봐야 되죠, 링크. 네. 일단은 서버를 독립적으로 빼서 좌우 했을 때 정립을 오는지 아니면 서버를 뺐는데 바퀴만 움직여서 서버 없이 바퀴가 부하가 있는지 없는지 그게 중요하거든요. 그러면 서버 문제 있는지 조향 문제 있는지 아직 파악이 안 된 상태잖아요. 그러니까는 지금 차를 가지고 계신 상태에서 저한테 전화를 주세요. 전화 상태로 전화를 해서 확인이 안 되고요. 차를 현재 가지고 있는 상태에서 차를 나사를 풀러서 서버가 가운데 오는지 서버 문제고요. 서버가 가운데 오는데 불구하고 그 다음 연결하는 부분이 문제다 그러면 차체 링크가 문제고요. 이게 노멀하고 옵션하고 뭐 차이가 아니라 자체 문제일 수도 있고 차 조동이 문제, 서버 문제면 서버 자체 문제일 수도 있고 그래요. 그 가장 질문을 많이 받는 건데요. 그거는 서버 문제가 아닙니다. 그거는 서버 문제가 아니니까 제가 링크를 하나 걸어드릴게요. 중립 안전편 링크 문제가 아니니까 그거에 대한 왜 그때 링크가 뭔지라는 거를 먼저 개념을 알게끔 제가 유튜브에서 동영상을 보여드릴게요. 그럼 이해를 하실 거예요. 네, 네, 네. 자, 이거 출고 나갑니다.
You know, we like to do this. 4 levels of durability test. If you don't know what we're talking about, you should go watch our X-Max or Kratom durability test video. Now, the thickness of the chassis is 3 millimeters. We just measured it. The front shock tower is 3.5 millimeters, and the rear shock tower is 4 millimeters. Now, there could be some room for error, but according to this measuring instrument right here, 3 millimeters for chassis, 3.5 front shock tower, 4 millimeters for the rear shock tower. Now, speaking about the shocks are dialed in very, very nicely. Like all our low vehicles have been, they do the shocks so well. And this thing should just glide over all kinds of terrain. Looking at the drivetrain, it is all metal gear that has a front, center, and rear differential. The center differential having a metal casing. The weight in the differentials is we have 10k in the front, 20k in the center, and 5k in the rear. The weight of the fluid in the shocks is 35 weight fluid.
박기환님 안녕하세요. 부모님 배터리 2000mAh가 안 갔는데 몇 mAh 갔나요? 혹시 2000mAh를 알고 있는데요. 저희가 보낼 때 2000mAh를 보내거든요. 어디였지? 고박사.
It won't cost you any extra, but it will help support the channel, so we thank you so very much if you do use our link anyway. That's enough talking, Amber. I am too excited to get this thing out driving. Let's head downstairs, grab a taxi, and head out to our first run location. Here we are on location in Hong Kong. This is one of our new first run spots. We took our Losi LMT here, of course. If you haven't seen that video, make sure you go watch it afterwards. Here we have
중립이 안
the
나오네? 이따
Losi
해야겠다.
Laser.
이따 할게요. 3000mAh로 했는데 2000mAh 왔다고요? 그 매장으로 전화 주겠어요? 그 부분을 매장에서 처리해가지고요. 담당자가 매장에서 기본은 원래 2000mAh, 3000mAh 왔다는 얘기죠? 아 3000mAh 중에 2000mAh 왔다는 얘기죠? 잠깐만 확인해 볼게요. 일단 매장으로 전화 한번 주세요. 571-8941 매장 전화 바로 좀 진행할 거예요. 제가 지금 5시 나가는 택배가 있기 때문에 다시 택배 나갈 것 같은데요. WL104009 매장으로 571-8941 전화 주세요. 바로 주문서에는 3000mAh 있어요. 잠깐만요. 확인할게요. 아 3000mAh 이거 배송팀 과장님 이거 2000 이거는 이거는 D7은 이거는 2000mAh야. 근데 얘는 3000mAh야. 이거
D7이라는데?
아니 D7은 2000mAh인데 얘는 3000mAh 3000mAh 줘야 돼요. 나도 지금 2000mAh 받거든. 빨리 줘 빨리 3000mAh 주세요. 일단 김성규 의원님 거 하나 보내주시고 얘도 빨리 3000mAh 주세요. 3000mAh 나가야 돼요. D7은 2000mAh고 이거 104009는 3000mAh예요.
2000mAh가 왔다는데.
저. 전화 한번 주세요, 그냥. 이거 3000mAh 같은데 이거?
2000mAh도 3000mAh를 줘요.
3000mAh 맞는데? 아, 김성현님 거 하나 보여드려. 3000mAh. 이거 3000mAh 맞아요. 3000 써있어요, 3000mAh. 맞아, 3000mAh 맞죠? 이거 바로 나갈게요. 그쵸, 3000mAh인데, 위치매지. D7. 아, 회원님 처음에 주문하실 때 D7도 주문하셨고, 얘도 주문하셨고, 둘 중에 하나 선택하셨잖아요. 거기는 그냥 배터리를 그냥 갔나 보다. 그쵸? 그때 다 2개 주문했다가 하나 취소하셨잖아요. 그쵸? 그래서 그런 것 같아요. 그러니까 그때 나왔던 배터리를 여기 배터리를 거기다 넣어서 나간 거라고. 주문할 때 2개 주문할 때 둘 중에 하나 취소하셨을 때 여기 들어있던 배터리를 추가적인 나갈 때 거기 넣는 게 나간 것 같은데. 그렇겠지 뭐. 그렇죠. 그 얘기죠? 매장으로 전화 주시면 될 것 같은데 매장으로 전화 주셔도 바로 됩니다. 무슨 말인지는 알았어요. 무슨 말인지는 감 잡았어요. 야, LED가 나온 게 이쁘네, 차가. 그런 내용 있으면 매장으로 전화하셔도 이렇게 꼭 글을 쓰시거나 이렇게 안 하셔도 괜찮아요. 예, 따로 그 담당자 바로 다이렉트로 전화하시면 되지. 과장님 전화번호도 알고 제 전화번호도 알고 다 아시고 계시잖아요, 전화번호를. 예, 그러니까 전화 다이렉트로 하세요, 다이렉트로. 아, 이거 바디핀을 꽂으면은 이렇게 들어야 돼. 위에는 이게 스프링 이게 약간 이게 그 와이어가 있어가지고 튀어나와 보이지만 장착되기 다 되거든요. 근데 이게 튀어나와 보이는구나. 대신 이제 얘가 2셀이 아니라 3셀까지 되는 변속기. 이게 들어가면 3셀까지 되는 변속기예요. 얘는 2000mAh인데 이거 3000mAh 맞아요. 그리고 윌리바는 따로 보여드리고 윌리바는 따로 작업하시기 바랍니다. 자, 동영상 찍을게요. 동영상을 찍읍시다. 가운데 와야죠, 가운데. 이 가운데 가는 이유는 여기가 꼭 안 들어서 그렇죠. 이게 쑥 들어야 되는데. 이게 꼭 이렇게 껐다리 하는 이유가 여기도 배가 또 튀어나왔어요. 얘가 또 이렇게 할까? 이게 낫네. 그치. 역시 머리를 써야 돼요. 자, 작업할게요. 영상 찍을게요. 자, 영상 찍고 빨리 출고됩시다. 자, 10409. 자, 알씨라이프. 자. 포장해야 돼. 빨리 포장해. 이 손님 전화번호, 이 손님은 부산광역시 김강수님. 네, 포장 준비하세요. 하나 둘 셋. 하나 둘 셋. 여러분 잠깐 여러분 웬만하면 전화하지 마시고 문자 주세요. 예, 핸드폰 찍다가 전화 오는 경우가 많아서. 예. 자, 안녕하세요. 무슨 알씨라이프입니다. 자, 부산으로 가는 제품인데요. 여러분들 보통 차량 다르죠. 자, 알씨라이프에서 판매되는 제품은 투닝 차량. 저 진정한 알씨라는 사람들도 투닝 안 하면 또 이것도 맛이 없죠. 투닝을 해 줘야죠. 그렇죠? 자, 그런데 잠깐만 전원이 딱 키고 잠깐만요. 껐다가 키면 왜 안 돼? 껐다 키고. 이 시간이 걸리군요. 바로 되는 게 아니라. 그죠. 이게 제가 먼저 차를 먼저 켰다가 맨 처음에 조종 켜놨다 한참 있다가 이렇게 켰더니 중간에 잠깐 멈췄다가 다시 껐고 그다음 다시 키니까 그래 되네요. 그렇죠? 자, 좀 움직이고요. 자. 주행은 2셀로 되지만 얘가 3셀로 됩니다. 3셀로 되는 제품이 되겠습니다. 여러분들 그냥 2셀로 끝난 게 아니에요. 보통 그냥 사실 2셀이잖아요. 자, 좀 투자하는 금액에 비해서 조종기도 좋고 서버도 훨씬 더 좋고 그다음에 강한 기아 그다음에 이렇게 쇼도 오일쇼까지 있는 제품인데 여러분들 이 제품 원래 가격대가 이게 한 25만 원, 30만 원까지 가야 되는 제품인데 저 알씨라이프에서 이제 싸게 팔고 있죠. 그리고 해외에서도 팔고 있는 게 있는데 걔들은 모변이 그냥 조금 이렇게 강하지 않게 약해요. 그렇지만 알씨라이프에서는 또 이 변속기 보소, 3색깔 되는 변속기, 독립적인 내용과 자 육뼈로 이렇게 옆으로 빠져 있는 안테나 그리고 안에 배터리가 보통 1,500, 2,000이면 3,000mAh로 들어갑니다. 3,000mAh. 자, 3,000mAh까지 저희가 들어가는 배터리, 3,000mAh 들어가는 배터리까지 엎드렸어요. 그리고 쇼크도 되게 좋고요. 쇼크도 좋고, 쇼크도 잘 먹고, 그 다음에 LED까지 연결되는 거 보니까, 참 LED가 죽을 줄 알았더니 LED가 6V가 버티네요. 보통 LED 같은 경우는 4.8V 완구 제품들 다 죽는데요. 얘들 6V도 버티는 그런 LED, 아주 바람직한 LED가 되겠습니다. 앞쪽, 뒤쪽 완전 멋있는 제품. 자, 조립하는 과정은요. 제 알씨라이프 사이트 여기 보시면 오늘 11월 5일 날 제가 조립하는 과정 나왔으니까 잘 보시고요. 이게 멋지게 조립된 차량. 자, DT2와 함께 자, 정통 RC 세계로 들어오시기 바랍니다. 자, D7이라는 제품이 있어요. D7 제품보다 가격은 착해지고, 그쵸? 성능은 좋아지고, 구매하지 않을 이유가 없습니다. 자, 출발하겠습니다. 부산으로 출발. 오케이. 출발합니다. 출발. 자, 출발. 오케이. 갑니다. 자, 출발해주세요, 이거. 와, 15만 13만 5천 원. 기가 막히는군요. 13만 5천 원, 13만 5천 원. 기가 막히네요. 여러분들 진짜로 이런 것도 하나씩 있어줘야 돼. 이거 차 좋아요. 야, LED까지 들어있어요. 이 가격 내셨어. 가격이 만 원이니까 2만 원씩 낮아지고요. 이 가격은 가격 고수하고 조금씩 싸지고. 여러분들 가격은 싸지고 얘는 좋아지고. 야. 이거 그 D7 많이 판매했잖아요. 예, 이제 이 제품은 이 제품대로 나가있지만, 자 보세요. 얘는 쇼기 플라스틱 쇼이고, 쇼기를 약하잖아요. 근데 얘는 쇼기 야우 수고하셨습니다. 멋집니다. 정통 RC, 알씨라이프와 함께 하세요. 감사합니다.